One of the seemingly more complicated common argument forms is the dilemma, which says something like, I either like tea or coffee. If I like tea, then I'll buy tea bags. If I like coffee, then I'll buy coffee beans. Therefore, I'll either buy tea bags or coffee beans. And this is not useful because of it appearing commonly in this form. We actually don't very often have three premises that look like this, but rather this is useful because it allows us to do a different kind of hypothetical reasoning. Let's take a look at this first premise, which says P or Q. That means either P is true or Q is true. Well, suppose P is true. That's hypothetical. We don't know that P is true, but let's suppose hypothetically that it is true. In that case, I can use this other premise, P implies R, to conclude, therefore, R by modus ponens. Now, because I don't know P is true, I don't actually know that R is true. It doesn't follow from these premises that R is true. This is just a hypothetical conclusion. There's another possibility, which is that Q is true. So instead of liking tea, maybe I like coffee instead. So let's consider that as a hypothetical. Suppose hypothetically that I like coffee. Well, in that case, because I have this other premise that says if I like coffee, I'll buy coffee beans. From those two, I can conclude that I'll buy coffee beans using modus ponens. And as with the other hypothetical branch here, I don't actually know that Q is true, so I don't actually know this conclusion is true. This conclusion does not follow from these three premises. What I do know, however, is that one of these hypothetical assumptions at least must be true, because I know that P or Q is true. I know that one of P and Q must be true, at least. Either P is true or Q is true. And that tells me that at least one of these conclusions must be true. Even though I can't say which one, I know that one at least of these conclusions must be true. And that allows me to say, therefore, either R is true or S is true. And this now does logically follow from these three premises. Either P is true, in which case this conclusion is true, or Q is true, in which case this conclusion is true. So at least one of the conclusions must be true. And that's the real use of the dilemma argument form.